Sometimes you just gotta go bar down.
Kirill, top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Bar down beauties.
That's the sexy part of the game, is it not? The plays and the goals and the...
Yeah, that's what you guys like. I mean, it is great.
And now, a new episode of Bar Down Beauties with Jessi Pierce and Kirsten Krull.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Bar Down Beauties, episode 287, season 7. Let's go. That is mind-boggling to me, you guys, that we have been doing Bar Down Beauties for 7 seasons. The Minnesota Wild hockey season's about to start up. The NHL season. We've got camp. We've got prospects tournament this upcoming weekend. I'm Jessi Pierce, writer for NHL.com. She's Kirsten Krull, in arena host for the Minnesota Wild, amongst a plethora of other things. Kirsten, September, which is our favorite month because it's our birthday month. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
Mine is at the end of the month. But it also just means the return of hockey and the return of chaos as we know it.
Yeah, I mean, my last 2 weeks, I've had a number of hockey meetings, like including literally 1 hour ago, had a hockey meeting at what other than Tom Reed's? Like, where else would somebody go to meet about hockey?
Because
I finally had my chicken quesadilla for the first time since last season. So yeah, it feels like nature is healed.
And the irony is that I also had a hockey meeting today, and we unplanned had a hockey meeting at Tom Reed's, and guess who we saw across? We saw each other. It's just what a fun time. We love it. And both of our hockey meetings went well. We both got raises in our pay. So we love that for us.
Well, mine didn't raise. It's very complacent with where it was, but
I
guess I didn't necessarily. We still have jobs. That's all that really matters.
I know. That is all that matters. But again, what really matters, hockey starting up this weekend, Kirsten, the Rookies Tournament, the Tom Curvers Prospect Showcase, which has been going on for a number of years, several years now, hosting the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks at Tria Rink. The Minnesota Wild are playing Friday at 7 against the Blues, Sunday at 3 p.m. Against the Blackhawks. Then St. Louis and Chicago will square off. How much stock do you put into showcase tournaments like this? It's kind of more and more teams are getting involved in doing it. I think it's a great way to reacclimate fans to some of these young prospects, some of the Iowa Wild players, but also some of, the college players to follow. How much stock do you put in the outcome? Because sometimes you can see the score really light up at the prospects tournaments.
Honestly, I don't put a ton of stock into it. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun for the fans. I think it's great for the players to get back in a game atmosphere, to just really at the start of the year get their feet out under them again and get back into game shape. Not that they weren't in shape before, but to really just kind of get a feel for hockey again. But also, too, I think it's more of a big deal for the players that have something to prove, that might be on the cusp, to give that one final really big glimmer. I don't know if anyone's watching at home. I'm doing something weird with my hand. One last flash before training camp and everything kicks off if they're trying to get some eyes on them.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's free hockey now. Most tickets are given to season ticket holders first, and then I believe you can register. I think it's free. I don't know that you have to pay for it. I believe it's a free. Don't quote me on that. Maybe check out
if it's not free, I think it's fairly
affordable. Yeah, and it's a fun way. Again, I don't care who wins or loses. Zeev Buium, I believe, is playing in the tournament itself. Let me pull up the Wild roster for the Tom Curvers Showcase as we speak.
And I mean, for the fans too, it's a more formal beauty league in the sense, if you will, in like the sense you are close to seeing players you're excited about, prospects, like you're very up close. Because it's such like an intimate atmosphere.
And I mean, Tria is a great venue for it, and you get to see the other team. Oliver Moore will be coming into town from Chicago. Minnesota Gopher fans are familiar with him. For your Wild, you've got Yurov playing in it. You've got Hunter Haight. You've got Riley Height. You've got Rasmus Kampalainen, Jack O'Brien, Adam Bennick, your defenseman. You've got Zeev Buium. You've got Jack Pert. You've got Stevie Leskovar. And your goalies are Riley Mercer, William Rosso, and Chase Woodzetsky. So some names there that people are excited about, are excited to see without question. And again, it's just signifying hockey is here, because then the following Monday, the Minnesota Wild players are back in action. They are out at the golf course on Monday. They have media day on the 17th, and then they're on the ice on the 18th. And wow, here we are. That's you're supposed to give me more
It's
insight than just
happening.
a
Like,
nod.
I don't
It's
know. Now in
happening.
hindsight, the off season went by really fast, but in reality, it went by so slow.
I know.
So now it's just crazy that like it's literally there.
You know, now that we are in September, I do have to admit when I'm wrong, and I this is going to be a really tough pill for me to swallow. I'm really sorry, but Kirill Kaprizov still not signed, and I for sure thought he was going to be signed by like last week. Like I thought even before that, and that begs me to answer the question, Kirsten. I will say I was very surprised when I posted the little clip from our last episode 2 weeks ago, where you had you had the audacity, if you will, to say you didn't think Kirill would be signed until maybe even March, if at all. There were few people that were like, nobody came for you as hard as I thought they would.
Honestly, I was shocked that more people agreed with me than not.
I know.
Like I
I'm
was kind of like, this doesn't happen often. Not that like I say things for the reaction, but like I say what I think and how I feel, and it's half the time very unpopular. And no, this seemed to be something that everyone was like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it. I still don't want to sound the panic, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because, frankly, I'm exhausted of it already, and I know that's all that we're going to talk about until he signs on that dotted line. But, I mean, I guess I'm seeing a little bit more – there's a little bit more of a realistic approach that maybe you weren't completely as off the button or off the rocker as I tend to think you are. You know, like, I don't know. It was –
Ouch. Off the rocker is crazy.
That's exact. But I thought it was crazy to suggest that Kirill wouldn't be here. Now, I mean, since that time has passed, I've chatted with Lou Nanny, who has mentioned on numerous other stations as well that, Kirill's agent's kind of making things a little bit more difficult. He's asking for a ton of money. And I don't even care. Last week, Craig Leopold saying, oh, we are going to pay him the most money. I don't care about the money. I cannot stress that enough. And I don't think Kirill cares about the money. For me, it is the contract terms, the length. And is this team going to be able to be a contender in 2 years? I don't think you can give much more runway than that. I think Kirill doesn't want to have to wait 4 years. If he signs a 5-year contract, who's going to want to do that? I think he needs to know, are you a contender in 2 years? And I'm not talking getting out of the first round. I'm talking a conference finals, if not the Stanley Cup finals, right? Like, I think it has to be there.
I will say this, and this might get me in trouble for saying it, but I don't think people necessarily agree or disagree with me. The salary cap is going up, sure, but making Kirill Kaprizov the highest paid player in the NHL, I don't think I agree with that. Does he deserve to be one of the highest paid players? Yes, I could vouch for that, but I can't also make an argument that he signs a bigger deal. Maybe at the time he will until Connor McDavid signs wherever that's going to be. But that just sounds crazy. And then also it gives me PTSD of we saw how things panned out when we threw all of the money at Suter and Parise. It's like history, not saying Kirill's situation is going to turn out like that, but I'm just in all trying to say throwing all of this money at a player doesn't necessarily always pan out.
No. And I mean, the biggest thing is the lesson had to have been learned from the Marian Gaborik situation. Doug Risenborough was out after Gaborik walked. You cannot let that happen. So I do wonder, and this is for talking points only, people, like, let's just take a deep breath collectively before I dive into this and before I say what I'm about to say. If Kirill is not signed by, let's say, December, and I know you talked about this, Kirsten, do you realistically start shopping him?
Very quietly, maybe. I mean, if you're following what's going on with Connor McDavid right now, too, the Connor McDavid situation, he even had the big, granted, it wasn't the full quote. It's kind of just the mic drop moment where the reporter was talking to him. And he goes, I've said this whole time, everything is on the table. He's like, 5-year deal, 3-year deal, short term, no term. And everyone ran with McDavid suggested the no term deal for Edmonton. Granted, he's always said it's an option. It didn't say, he's just like, these things take time. That's what Bill said. But I just find it interesting. This is the conversation happening with two franchise players at the exact same time. You know what I'm saying?
And if I'm McDavid, I don't want to stay in Edmonton, though. Like,
I would for Leon.
Poor Leon. Poor Liam. I don't know. It's the first time I'm considering that possibility. Because again, the only thing I know, bottom line, if you can't get Kirill to re-sign here, you cannot let him go to free agency.
No.
Period.
And they
End
won't.
of story.
They won't do it.
No, and I think, and if you do, I think that's the end of Bill Guerin. I think that long leash that we believe him to have is absolutely cut, and it's done, right? Like, I just think, I don't know.
But is he damned if he do, damned if he doesn't? If he trades or if he shops Kaprizov, finds a landing spot to get a haul back, or if Kirill just doesn't re-sign in general, like, is he damned if he do, damned if he doesn't? Like, this, I feel everything's kind of riding on this.
I know. It is. Again, I believe he's in town. He has to be in town by now, if not the end of this week at the very latest. It feels very late for him to be in town because I think he'd want to get a skate in with the boys before camp opens next week. But I don't know. Again, I'm not panicked. I'm not worried about it. I still have a fair amount of faith.
You sound nervous.
I'm a little more nervous. I think last time I put it at like a 5%. I'm up to like an 8 or 9, maybe. Like,
you sound a little more panicked than
maybe
that.
10. I think I'm just generally in a panicky position this week. Like, I just feel panicky. There's so much going on. Like, hockey's back, and my schedule is all crazy. So it's a lot. It's a lot of anxiety. I do much better when I can just go paddleboard in the middle of the day, and now I can't do that anymore. So,
it's almost 80 outside. You can.
I did notice that today. I think it's supposed to be kind of nice this week. So
it's going to be hot this week. I turned my AC back on.
Yeah, that's September for you. I'm looking forward to wearing shorts at the rink come Wednesday when I'm at Prospect Stuff. So it'll be great. Speaking of management and judging them, Marcus Johansson. Let's talk about JoJo. As we know, he signed a 1-year, $800,000 contract, which is very team friendly. Cool, great, whatever. My question to you, Kirsten, is how much will you judge management, aka Bill Guerin, if Marcus Johansson makes the starting night lineup? Will you?
I don't know if I would judge management. Like, we've seen glimmers from Marcus Johansson. I think the judgment would come in if he performs poorly and you still keep him in the lineup. Like, at this point, you signed him for a league minimum anyways. Like, if he's not performing, sit him.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of if he were to beat Liam Ogren, let's say, for a spot on opening night. Like, I think that's where my judgment becomes harsh. This year I'm so tired of hearing how great our prospects are, how great they are. Like, let the kids play, which I know we've said before time and time again, let the kids play, but let them make the mistakes. Like, don't let them play 2 games and be like, well, he didn't do good, so he's out and JoJo's back in. Like, I need a bigger runway for those guys too. I need to see, because I want to know, is Liam Ogren this first round pick that you guys were all projecting to be, or is he not? And that's fine if he's not, but you can't judge him off of 2 games. I don't think that's right, and I think that's insane to do so, especially for a guy like JoJo who is very meh. It's just it doesn't do a lot for me. It's not, I don't need a veteran like Johansson keeping a young unknown, if you will, because Liam Ogren is unknown at this point. I don't want that again this year. I can't do another season of that.
Yeah, when you put it into that context, that perspective, I'd much rather see a young Liam Ogren, get him the reps in when the stakes are still fairly low. You don't want to start off the season. I'm not saying start the season off on like a losing streak, but it's pretty much you still need to perform your best early in the year, but still, just if they were in a position where they were losing, just again, yeah, like you said, let them make those mistakes and figure it out early when the stakes aren't as high.
And you can argue, oh, well, that's what preseason's for, Jessi. You are dumb. Preseason doesn't count. Preseason,
no, you bench half of your starters on any given night. Like,
preseason, I'm glad they're shortening preseason moving forward under the new CBA because it's unnecessary to have it as long as it is. You know who's on your team. I call BS to anybody who says they don't. You know who's on your team, especially this Minnesota Wild roster. You have your roster almost inked in, if not pencil. The only question, and we'll get to this in our cues with the Buttes too, is kind of on defense, just with the Jonas Brodin up in the air scenario that he is dealing with. But yeah, I can't. I need to see if Liam Ogren's for real or if he's not. And if he's not, then figure something else out. Because I know Marcus Johansson ain't the answer, though. I know that for a fact. Like, I think Liam could yield you a decent return. He's another young guy.
No,
If-
but I
if
do
you're not
think
gonna
Liam
play him.
Ogren is the real deal. Like, again,
Yeah.
we saw the little bits of him that we did. I do think he's the real deal. He just needs more of a given spot.
Right. More of an opportunity. And that's the other thing, too. If you're going to play him, put him in a position where he's poised to do something. Put him on the third line. Don't bury him down on the fourth line. I don't need that.
Mhm.
I think I need to see those opportunities be given more this year. And I feel like we've said that at length last year. And I'm kind of grown weary of the way that they've played out the past few seasons, where it's just the veteran guys instead of the young guys. And I'm tired of it.
And I think
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
it's okay to be tired. I wasn't going to finish that line because I agree.
Well, that's just too damn bad. Since I mentioned Jonas Brodin, and again, we don't really have any more clarity or update. Actually, Kevin Fallness had asked Bill Guerin, following the Marco Rossi signing, what the update on Jonas Brodin was, and Guerin said, I don't want to answer that. It wasn't that he said he doesn't want to answer it, which is concerning. He said I don't
like
August.
that answer at all.
In fact, here's exactly what Bill Guerin said to the Jonas Brodin question. Take a listen.
You know what? I don't want to really get into that right now, Kevin. It's, we're in the end of August here. We'll have a better idea in a couple weeks, and we can talk about it then. Right now, I just want to keep it about Marco.
Yeah, I get that summer, and I get we were trying to keep the focus on Marco, and cool, great. It does sound concerning, like they don't know how bad it is.
It doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good.
As somebody that is a pro at reading between the lines and like making assumptions based on the very little I receive from somebody and jump to worst case scenario, which I do in any regard, it doesn't sound good.
This is your anxiety speaking again. This is why.
Well,
right?
That's what I just said.
Yes, like that's 110%, of course. Like, yeah, or like me, where like I'm assuming everybody's mad at me, obviously. Like if I had asked that question, I would have been like, I'm sorry, Bill, are you mad at me now? Like I would have had to get like clarity on it.
I mean, I would have done the same exact thing.
100%. I think it's very evident he won't start. It'll be very curious to see how they handle it start come training camp. I mean, hopefully we get some more answers again. That starts next week. But I just know how much Jonas has meant to you in your life. So for you in particular,
like pray for me during these times.
Yeah,
because when you see I can't say favorite because we don't pick favorites, but when you see him out, it's not good.
Yeah, it's
makes me sad.
It does. It almost, I'm gotten to the point a little bit where it frustrates me almost more, right? Like I go back to, and I hate saying this because I love Four Nations and I love players playing for their country. And I think world championships are a prime opportunity. And I know overseas in particular, those players have an extra fondness for it that maybe is not quite appreciated here for US players, but he probably shouldn't have played in Four Nations.
Nope.
He definitely should have played in world championships. Like he is so injury prone that it's really become frustrating. Like he hasn't had, I know we looked this up before, but I'm going to look it up again. It's been a few years since Jonas Brodin has played an entire NHL season, right?
Well, when was the last time Jared Spurgeon also has played a fully healthy NHL season?
We don't need to now attack. Okay.
I'm not attacking. It's a valid question. We're talking about defensemen. We're talking about the two best defensemen on your team, your captain. I think it's a fair ask.
Brock Faber would like a word, but
okay, we're blessed with multiple talented, high caliber defensemen right now.
Take a guess. When is the last time you think Broads played a full season? And it's actually been the only time in his career that he's played an entire season with the Wild, for the record.
Was it his rookie season?
No, that would be sad. No, this is not his rookie season. 2018-19 was the last time that he completed 82 regular season games.
So 7 years ago?
Yes, he has not. The closest he's gotten to that was in 21-22 when he played 73 games. But beyond that, he has
okay, but I will say to play an entire season healthy is great. Like if you miss like in the ballpark of 5 to 10
sure,
games.
I'll take 73 games of Jonas then. But I say 73 because it's been 69, 53, 73, 60, 62, and a whopping 50 games last year. That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of man down games for, like you said, one of the top defensemen. And the most reason I'm trying to save Jared Spurgeon is because I have a lot of conversational topics that I want to get into about Spurge. Maybe about that letter on his chest too. I don't want to talk about it this week though. I want to talk about next week so we can formulate.
Okay, well, my question was still fair, and I just want you to acknowledge it was a fair question in the moment.
You know, now we're gonna have to find out when the last time that Jared's how many 82 game season Spurge is at. It's next on the roster. Jared Spurgeon, where are you, little guy? There we are. Sorry, that was uncalled for. That was not meant to be aggressive. Jared Spurgeon. Okay, you know what? Ironically enough, a very, very similar trajectory. Spurgeon also has only played one full season in his career. Ironically, the same year that Jonas Brodin had played. Since then, Spurge has less games played, although he had 79 games in 22-23. In 2021, 2019 to 20, it was 60. You know, I think I'm wrong because 2019-20 was COVID cut, right? So maybe that year we can't count for people. So maybe just take that with a grain of salt. 62, 54, 65, 79, 16 games. And then
I'll take
last year
79.
was 79 is a good season for him. Yeah. And then 66 games last year. So that being said, let's dive into some cues with the Buttes, if you will. First question coming to us from Derek Mullenbach. Will Bolds reach 80 points this season? Will Hartman have more than 30 points? And will Ogren go over or under 30 points? I'm so ready for wild hockey. Kirsten, what to say?
This is a loaded question.
It's a lot. I like it. I like it a lot.
You know what? Maybe I'm just feeling bold today. That was probably not as funny as I wanted it to be in my head. It was just really cheesy. I do think Boldy reaches 80 points. Okay. If Hartman stays out of the box, he'll have more than 30 points. I need to stop being so harsh on him. He did better towards last year. But late
that's
last
fair.
season.
I mean, that's a fair point. Like, I don't think he would disagree with that, right? Like, dude, you can't score when you're in the box. You can't assist. You can't go off sides when you're in the box.
And as long as Ogren's given a chance, I don't want to say if he win. I think he'll be close to the 30 points. I don't necessarily think he goes over, but I think he'll be close to that line.
Okay.
As long as he's given like a fair opportunity.
Okay. I like that. And again, it goes back to what we had talked about, right? Like, you need to have Liam Ogren, not just, I mean, toss Ogren with Kaprizov and he's easily hitting 30. I'm not saying that that's the play, but I'm just pointing that out. But that's neither here nor there. I'd say Matt Boldy, 80 points this year. So for reference, 73 points last year, 27 goals, 46 assists, 69 points the year prior, 29 goals, 40 assists, and 63. So if you know anything about graphs, it's been going up. It's been up, which is good.
We love an upward trajectory.
I think he can reach 80 points. Because the biggest knock on Boldy's game, as we've talked about on this podcast and as we've mentioned amongst other articles and whatnot, is the fact there's an inconsistency. If he doesn't go through the slumps that he goes through, he hits 80. He hits 90 points. He might even be damn near close to 100 for all I know. Like, frankly, right? Like, he is that versatile and good of a player to get there. So I think 80 points for sure. I think he'll even get to 85 this year. I feel like the more comfortable he's getting in the NHL, and again, if you have your health with you, and I'm not saying on Boldy's perspective, but the teammates around him, if they are healthy, that's only obviously going to be an asset for him as well. So I think 80, check it off. I'm actually going to go 85 points for Bolds, at least, at a minimum. I know. I got high expectations for you, Matthew. Prepared. Will Ryan Hartman have more than 30 points? That is, I don't know. Again, I think it depends on if he is playing center or if he's playing wing, which at the current moment he is projected to be a right wing. I like him at center, which I know people will be like, well, who do you move? Well, I moved Danelia Yurov off of center and I put Ryan Hartman in center. Hartman last year had 26 points. The year prior, he had 45. He had 37 before that. 65 points was that breakout year for him, which earned him the contract. Yeah, because similar to what Kirsten said, as long as he's not suspended for 10 games, right? Like he can get points. I think he can hit 30 points. I don't see. I mean, for those who are unaware, Ryan Hartman was a first-round draft pick, by the way. Like he has a skill set. It's not maybe first-round caliber all the time, but he can score and he can help set up plays. I mean, I think the finishing goals are where he's at, and I like that. But I think I'm going to say 32 points for Ryan Hartman this year. I'm going to be nice. It's going to be good. And will Liam Ogren go over under 30? I think he'll be under even if he gets the opportunity. I just think I don't think he's going to be playing high enough. I don't think he's going to get the ice time as much. I think he will be on the roster. I don't think you'll see him down in Iowa. I'm hoping you will see him only in St. Paul, but I still don't think, I think points are going to be at a premium for him. So I'm going to
Who knows? He could be an assist machine.
He could. He absolutely could. And I hope that's the case. I'm excited we're going to do more of these again, starting after camp. We'll get into our yearly predictions as we do. But great question. Next question, Kirsten, comes to us from Chrome Dog S25. So what do you guys want to see from Rossi that will show he elevated his game? And what benchmark does Boldy need to hit in order to show he is in the same masterclass as Kaprizov? So similar to what we kind of talked about with Boldy, but I know you were a big Rossi stan all season. So the floor is yours, Kirsten.
Well, again, it's not that I think he was like the best player on the roster, but also when you look at the market value, when you look at what we have, when you look at how you're talking about upward trajectory, this has also been him last couple seasons. So what do I want to see from him to show he elevated his game? I want to see him on the trajectory he was last season. Maybe, show a little more finesse and, like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Maybe just like win a little bit more battles, especially on the long boards or whatever. But I don't know. I just want to continue to see him on the trajectory points wise, like at least finish where he was last season, if not more. I know that's a really boring answer.
No, I mean, here's my biggest kind of question mark on Marco Rossi. So that first year that he comes in, 40 points, 21 goals, 19 assists. Last year, 60 points, 24 goals, 36 assists. I think in reality, his game is somewhere in the middle. I think 50 is a fair mark. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a decline. I feel last year he was a product. His points were a product of no Kaprizov and, no Zuccarello for a period of time. Like, I think he had to be that guy because he didn't have the goal scorers around, like they weren't playing. So he was naturally going to get more of them. I'm not saying that the decline is going to make him less of a player, but to me, I think in reality, he's more of a 50 pointer. I don't know that he's beyond that. I don't know that I'm going to expect him to be 70 or 80 points.
I don't expect him to be 70 or 80 points. The trajectory he was on last season, if he can stay on that, get a little bit more too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think
Mark and just be more aggressive in other areas of his game, I would say.
Sure. And I think he's going to come out hungry, right? Like, again, he is a guy that has to now prove that he's worth the contract, not this current one that he signed, but the next one, that he is a guy that's worth the money that he wanted initially, that he didn't, take that step back and swallow some of his pride. So he's definitely a guy, I think, that is used to rising to that occasion. So it'll be interesting. On the Boldy case, I think he's very close. I'm not going to put him in the same quote unquote masterclass as Kaprizov because there aren't many players in general that are like that. I think Kirill Kaprizov is a superstar. Matt Boldy is a very, very good hockey player, like a great hockey player, right? Like, I don't know that he's superstar status, and I don't know if that's in his wheelhouse.
Well, one thing Matt Boldy could do to show he's in the conversation is be more consistent.
Right. There we go. Boom. Put a period at the end of that one. That was good. Next question from Tony C. Who makes... That's supposed to be a D. That was my misspelling, but who makes... let's just edit that. We're trying out StreamYard, guys, which we love. It's very fun, and I'm trying to do all these new little added things. Who makes the D for the Wild? Faves mid... It's another
midday. Midday.
I swear.
It is midday.
It is midday. Let's try one more time for those looking.
You're
Tony,
hurting me.
who makes the D for the Wild? Faves, Midzi, Broads, and Zeev are givens. Kirsten?
Well, where's Spurgeon in this conversation?
That's what he's
Why
saying.
is Spurgeon not a given?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But also, Broads isn't starting the season, and we don't know at this rate if he's going to play
Right? So
at all
maybe
this year. It doesn't sound good. That's dramatic. I have nothing to back me saying he's not going to play at all this year. That's just me being dramatic. But we don't know the extent of where he's currently at right now, is what I mean to say. So there's too many unknowns.
Right. Is Jack Johnson making the Minnesota Wild roster?
No.
So David Juracek making the Minnesota Wild roster out of camp, or is he going to Iowa first?
I lean toward, well, I would do a hot take that, okay, well, here, I'm having a moment. No one yell at me or make fun of me. I'm like blanking on like doing the mental gymnastics of who's a left D, who's a right D right now.
Right.
And like what allocated room we have for the players trying to make the roster.
That's the tough thing. You don't have many left-handed defensemen.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
And
Jonas
with
Brodin
Broads
going
out.
Yes. So my projected is Zach Bogosian's going to have to play lefty and David Juracek stays on the right. Now you do that, it still leaves you like, is Zeev a given?
I think he has
like
to
it.
be.
It feels like it. I mean,
You wouldn't play him in the playoffs just to not have him start your regular season, especially with one of your best defensemen out.
It's a similar game plan as they had for Brock Faber, right? Like it's a very similar layout to that. And it worked there. And you would assume the same for Zeev too. I don't feel comfortable saying a given though, given the unknowns of Jonas Brodin, because you have Jared Spurgeon, right? So my dream, I guess, would be Brock Faber, Jake Middleton as a pair. That works. We love it. Zeev and Spurge as your other pair. And then I guess you go Bogo and Juracek as your third. But who's the odd man out when Brodin comes back?
Bogo.
Bogo?
I would say so.
Or is it Zeev? I know.
I think it's Bogo. He was kind of iffy towards the end of last season.
I don't know. It'll be very interesting. Again, more questions going into camp than I would like to have, but it'll be interesting. I for some reason I just hesitate to say like Zeev is a given. He's a lock. He's for sure it. Like I hesitate for it.
I think
it'd be crazy to not. I have nothing against the way Zeev plays. I don't know.
You saying that about Juracek, which you're not, but like that's more understandable than Zeev.
The thing about Juracek is it has to work.
It has to work, especially because it felt to me last season was we're going to give him more time in Iowa, and then very unfortunately for him, suffered a nasty injury that sidelined him the rest of the season.
Right.
And you kind of gave up a haul for him to get him.
Exactly it. Like that's
so like you have to play him this year, otherwise.
Because otherwise, I would say he goes down to Iowa, but it's like you can't. You gave up so much for him that there's no waiting on it anymore. Like play him and find out. And then let's do one more question there. We had one question here. Is KK gone after the season? I'm assuming Kirill Kaprizov, not to be confused with Kirsten Krull, which I am sure is what everybody was really
I wasn't thinking that, but now I am. Wow. Ouch, everybody.
Ouch. Harsh. No, I still say no. What do you stay? What do you think?
I'm very 50-50 on it. Like I could make a case either way. Like if the Wild really are going to throw all of the money at him, how do you say no? Like, yes, you want to win, but like, how do you say no? Like he's already set for life, but like you'd be really set for life. So I don't know. I just don't know how you can fathom saying no to that much money. But also man wants to win. Man wants to win. If it comes down to, does he feel we are in the best position for him to win here?
Right. 2 years. You got to.
I think he cares more about that than the money.
Stand by it. Yeah, I'd say no though. I think he stays. I'm optimistic. Just the season hasn't gotten to me yet, so we're
I'm
all
not giving a
smiles
definitive answer because I can't. I can't.
Okay. And our final question, hockey and loud music. Which holiday do you enjoy a wild game being played on?
None of them.
Wow.
I'm anti-holiday games.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Even like New Year's Day?
No.
Which now I know they've moved it to New Year's Eve, but like Winter Classic?
Okay, that's different. Like
But that's what I'm thinking. Most if you're playing on a holiday, usually it's in a bigger setting. Like I was going to
Wild
joke
played
that,
on New Year's Eve last year, and
yeah, they do play on New Year's Eve all the time.
And then the day after Thanksgiving, I hate Black Friday games.
I love that game. That's my
favorite
game.
I hate it.
I love it.
I want to be home still with my family.
See, I don't. I'm the opposite. I'm like running away from my family by then. I'm like, yep, I'm good. We did all the things. I'm not a Black Friday shopper either, so it doesn't bother me in that sense. I like the afternoon game. I think I like having the fans all there. Everybody's into it. It's like a long day of drinking for them. I think it's great. I dig it. I don't mind holiday games. I really don't. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't bother them. I was gonna say, like, if they played on Father's Day or something, because that would mean that they're still playing hockey in June.
Okay, but I
see what I did there?
The NHL season's gonna end before Father's Day, starting in.
It doesn't usually.
Doesn't usually, but they're moving up the start of the regular season.
Not this year.
Not this year, but next year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like maybe this year if they're playing on Father's Day, that means they're winning the Stanley Cup. Mind blown.
I'm not a father, so that doesn't affect me.
It also doesn't affect me either, so that's good. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you again to everybody for getting us here to Season 7. Shout out to SotaStick, our BFFs for life. And we'll catch you guys next week. Weekly episodes are back. You know you love it. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, like, share. All the good ends. Bye.